So what am I doing on a racetrack behind the wheel of an SUV? Well, this isn't any ordinary SUV. This is the 2024 Porsche Cayenne Turbo E-Hybrid. Now, I do want to say this one I'm driving has the GT package, which is not something that we will get in Canada, but that is because we have the gas-only GT. So this is one to satisfy markets like in Europe where they no longer get that gas-only GT because of emissions regulations. You know how that whole thing works. So this package is not available in Canada, but this SUV, the Turbo itself is. It makes 729 horsepower, 700 pound-feet of torque, and it absolutely howls. Now, I don't think it's a coincidence that this thing exists. It came to market just after the BMW XM. BMW flexed its plug-in hybrid muscle, and Porsche said, hold my Pilsner. This thing is ridiculous. Now, I am gonna say, I drove the non-GT package yesterday. I didn't like it quite as much as this one. I'm not saying that it's all about the GT, but the carbon ceramic brakes are a big difference maker. Those steel ones were a little soft, well used. The pedal is a little spongy. These tires are a little grippier. And just generally speaking, this is a very good performance vehicle, but it's also a little too predictable in a weird way. It doesn't feel like it has quite as much of a wild side as I would like. It's definitely not a 911 or a Cayman, that's for sure. That's also not surprising. I also think I would prefer this sort of package with a Macan, but I know I'm nitpicking here. I mean, I'm driving a 729 horsepower SUV on a racetrack, and I'm chasing down a 911 and doing so quite handedly. Now, some other stuff you need to know. Yes, it's got a bigger battery pack than the last Cayenne E-Hybrid. That applies to every version of it. So it's a 25.9 kilowatt hour battery pack versus 17.9 kilowatt hours before. It's also got more range this time. Now, I don't know official numbers because we don't have North American numbers quite yet, but when I left the hotel this morning, I had 69 kilometers of all electric range, which isn't so bad. Now, in terms of pricing, yes, it is expensive. It starts at $171,000, I believe, for the regular SUV, and then the coupe version is something like $178,000. That is significantly cheaper than the GT that you can get that only has the gas engine, no plug-in hybrid parts. Seems like a bit of a bargain if you ask me. Yeah, it's not a sports car per se, but it's one you could take to the track if you really wanted to, and you could do so with your whole family with you, and that is pretty cool.